Hey pals, I'm Goose, and what you're about to watch is a short little clip from one of my live streams. What's up with those streams there, Goose, you extremely handsome and intelligent genius being? Thank you so much. Well, I stream live every Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, adding in days and times as my IRL schedule permits. Thanks for stopping by, and even though you've probably heard it a million times, the community we're trying to build really depends on your engagement, so if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. And if you didn't, please tell me what I can work on in the comments. I can only learn and grow with your help. And thanks to those who have already been kind enough to be a part of the gander. Hail Satan, and hail yourselves. Enjoy. Hi! Once again. And that's about it. I know that for most people, their work week ends on Friday. For me, I just kind of keep going. Just kind of work every day. All day? Every day? I mean, work is, work is subjective. What some people call work, others might call lollygagging, wasting time, trying to network and build a community around an idea. There was an idea. If you remember who said that, or what universe it was in, you get a million internet points. Now, nobody's ever taken me up on my trivia challenges. And I've offered quite a few internet points. They don't do anything. You can't win anything from them. And perhaps that's why, people sometimes need an incentive. But you know what? I say some pretty topical references, okay? And sometimes the quotes and references are a little bit obscure, so it's nice to know if I have someone who has common interests in my presence. So here's the problem with me. There's a lot. Here's the problem with me in terms of streaming and content creation. Typically, YouTubers and Twitch streamers fall into one of several categories, but they typically only fall into one. This is the problem. My foundation isn't even very consistent. And I see that as a personal charm, and hopefully you do as well if you're watching this stuff. But I think people who variety stream still stick to only a couple of different topics, but just because of my ADHD brain, I'm kind of all over the place. Pretty soon we're going to be running, D&D campaigns on the channel, possibly 2 D&D campaigns on the channel. So there's a lot of potential for really identifying with the ADHD crowd and really just kind of playing to that. But what I love and the stuff that I consume the most on streams is FPS content. And when I was a kid, when I was when I was a youngster, not even old enough to drive a car yet, I was pretty gosh darn good at the first-person shooters. And to the extent where I was being invited to things like, please don't date me with this reference, but I was invited to things like where you still had to bring your computer with you, and we would set up a LAN party, and we would have tournaments, and I tended to do okay, won a little bit of prize money in my day. And by prize money, I mean $50 or a gift certificate. Nothing like how they do with competitive gaming now. I'd be the one getting invited out to for the new Battlefield promotional event. I saw that recently, so I'm so jealous. Oh man, so envious of those guys that they do this consistently. See, this is what I'm saying. This is my lament. I should, if I had continued down the path that I had gone the first time I started streaming, when I was doing mostly just video, YouTube stuff. I was posting videos to YouTube.
If you talk about work-life balance as a 22-year-old man, you're hanging around with the wrong people. That gnawing feeling when you realize you've outgrown your social circle isn't loneliness, it's your ambition finally.
Well, I think just to stop you right there, sir, I believe that life-work balance is applicable to anybody who's in the workforce. I think that it's a misunderstanding of human beings, and it's an awful discounting of the totality of what makes up a human being to say that when you're younger, you should work harder. When you're younger, you're less tired. You should go for it more. When you're older, you're going to be much less willing to go for it. I mean, that's societally true sometimes. I don't think that is the majority of the cases, nor do I think it's even half the cases where that is true. I think that people work well on into their 40s and 50s. If anything, their acumen is better and their work ethic is better. I think that If you're a constant career changer, like yours truly, unfortunately, then your resume probably doesn't look good enough to dislocate the idea of you being a transient staff member from potential employers. But on the bright side, it also means that you've probably developed a pretty good working knowledge of things in that time. Oh, and that was his only point. Okay, well, I think, because I thought his point was going to be about overgrowing your social circle, and that's not a thing either. It's the same social construct as you know, saying that you got to do more when you're young. That just isn't a thing. Oh, I think we got someone in the waiting room. Lawrence, I see you. I'm putting you. Hey, Lawrence, can you hear me? Lawrence is muted. He's in the waiting room once again. If you'd like to talk about something that you see on today's topics, like good old Lawrence here seems to be trapped in the thing. Let me know when you want me to bring you up if you're ready, because you left the channel, so I assume that you needed time to prepare emotionally, perhaps. Time to prepare, you know, mentally. So yeah, let me know in the chat when you're ready once again. So we'll do that. And Lawrence, if you want to come up, you got to let me know, because I'm trying to respect the reasons why you may have stayed in the waiting room. Or if you'd like to wait till somebody else calls just so you can test the waters and see what things are like, that's cool too. But yeah, just feel free to hang out if you'd like. So the thing that the last guy was saying was, it was about outgrowing your friend group, and that's not a thing. You can outgrow your friend group, but it's not because you're working harder, because you're more skilled or more prepared for life. It's because you just don't have the same interests anymore. Like, you don't necessarily make all the friends that you're going to have throughout your entire life in elementary or high school. That's not how socializing works. Like, eventually at some point you're gonna have to put yourself out there and make new friends, or make different friends. Like, I would say that I'm in a bad position because I just neglected all my friends, but that was my own mistake, you know? So I am not super worried about, you know, I did all the stuff and I can take accountability for that. So, and I think that's part of being a man, because that's sort of what a lot of this stuff is about, is being a man, whatever quote unquote that means.
A mistake repeated more than once
is it so laggy?
is a decision. A mistake.
So I don't know what that means. A mistake repeated more than once is a decision? That's not really a thing. Wesley Curry, what's up? How's it going? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're looking at the Sigma mindset right now.
A mistake repeated more than twice is a habit. A mistake repeated more than 3 times is character. Mistakes happen.
Well,
We're
no.
all human.
I mean, I guess if you're as true as anything else would be if it develops into a habit, but if you know that something you're doing is a mistake and you continue to do it, that's just callousness, as far as I understand it. I don't think that there's really a profound message behind this. It's simple, you know, if I do this, something's gonna happen, you know? Oh, Lawrence has left. Aw, darn it. Lawrence, what happened? If I may call you Larry, because I believe Larry is a more fun name to say. All right, you're in the waiting room again. I don't know. Are you trying to figure out how to work Discord? Help me understand. Help me understand your plight here. Or if you just want to be in the waiting room, that's fine. If you just want to hang out, I appreciate it. But this is a call-in show, so I assume that's what you're doing. All right. Well, while you figure things out, we will continue. Anyway, this isn't like a profound message. I'm guessing that is really the only point here. Yeah. So this guy, if you're on my side of the aisle politically, you know this guy's a piece of shit. And if you're not on my side, then you just don't know that this guy's a piece of shit yet. So, young white Christian men, advice for all young white Christian men, exclusively. Nobody else gets to listen to this. All right. This is if you're not young, if you're not white, if you're not Christian, and if you're not a man, you're not allowed to listen to this, okay? You've got to mute it. You've got to shut your ears. Larry, let me know when you want in. You got to express some interest in doing so, because you left the box, and then you left the channel entirely, and then you came back into the box. So let's confuse me less, and then we can get to discussing.
And if you're a young white Christian man, don't take any of this as playing the victim.
You know, I love the fact that he had to preface it. He had to prep you.
Get your life together. Stop doing drugs.
Why? So the assumption is that if you are a young white Christian man and you're feeling lonely or depressed, the assumption is that you're doing drugs.
Stop watching the P word.
The assumption is that you're watching pornography.
I can't even say that here on YouTube. Stop
Yes, you can.
drinking alcohol.
Your assumption is that they're an alcoholic.
Get yourself physically fit.
See what I'm
Stop
saying? You're assuming that they're
being
overweight.
overweight. Even though things are rigged against you, that is not a reason to play.
Rigged against you. So I think it's pretty common knowledge that young white Christian men are probably the most privileged demographic of literally all of them. The only one that is, I would say, comparable would be old white Christian men. I mean, Christians are the majority. People who claim to be Christian are the majority in the US. The majority of our leadership claims some affiliation with some type of Abrahamic God, whether they be Jew, Christian, Catholic, or one of its many denominations. White people are responsible for ethnic cleansing throughout our entire country's history, and no other race has been. So, I mean, I find also, I mean, there's just the idea that men are just, you know, intrinsically, we have been the bad guys throughout history. Like, we've been the ones starting the wars. We've been the ones, you know, with all the racist ideas. And sure, there are plenty of women out there, but how many throughout history do we know by name? I mean, the evidence is all right there. The proof is in the pudding, as they say. You know, it feels bad thinking about being a young man on that side of things. Lawrence is still hanging out in the waiting room. It makes me feel bad if I was to imagine myself being a person in this demographic. You know, I fit 2 of those criteria, arguably 3. But we don't know. Oh, Wesley, that's fine. Is that you in the waiting room that was trying to talk? If so, let me know, and I'll keep the spot open for you if you'd like. But yeah, if you can get into a more stable, technologically friendly area, then oh yeah, okay. Well, that's fine. If you're able to get back into the waiting room, and what I can do is I can bring you on up into the box, and just don't do anything from there. Just try and talk and see if you can hear me. And then if we have trouble from there, then we can troubleshoot if you'd like. So if I'm in this demographic and I'm listening to this, I'm not like me. I'm not an alcoholic. I don't do like drugs. I consume cannabis because that's, you know, therapeutic to me. But I don't, and so do plenty of righties. It's fair. Okay, Lawrence, I see ya. And just when I bring you up, don't touch anything. Just see if you can speak, and if not, then we'll see if there's still issues beyond that. Okay, give me just Lawrence, can you hear me? No, you're back in the waiting room. Let's bring you up again. Lawrence, can you hear me? Don't tap anything. Lawrence, can you hear me? Okay. All right, well, I'll let you keep figuring that out. I think there's nothing on my end that I can do that would facilitate this easier, other than just keep trying to bring you up and testing. Hello, testing.
Testing.
Hey, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Although I can hear myself.
I
That's
love the fact that he had to preface it. He had to prep you.
Can't exactly hear you. Okay, I can hear what's on your screen. Seems like.
If you are a young white Christian man and you're feeling lonely or depressed,
So
rigged
strange.
against you. So I think it's pretty common knowledge that young white Christian men.
Is that how much delay is on my stream?
Delay is on my-
Lawrence, I'm sure I can hear you if you say something.
Majority, people who.
You can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I
Yes.
can hear you. Yes.
Okay, hi. Well, that's enough for me. I can see my Apple camera image in the little green squared box on this Discord site, and so my camera's on. I don't know if you can see me or not.
I can. Yes.
I can.
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Hi. So,
So if you could, I don't know if you could turn me down a little bit, because I can hear myself as an echo, and it's gonna make me stutter on my speech, I think, a little bit.
I turned off the YouTube. I only have on Discord at this time.
Okay. It's fine. It's okay. What did you want to talk about?
What did you want to talk about?
Well, I just noticed your site, and you're claiming to be an atheist, yes?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay. Well,
Are you a theist?
I
Are you a
am.
theist?
No. No, I'm not an atheist.
No, are you a theist?
Are you a theist?
A theist? No, I'm a Jew.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And Jesus is God.
Is that what Jews believe?
Is that what Jews believe?
Real Jews do.
Okay, and forgive my lack of knowledge of Judaism, but is that which one is more mainstream? Is it more the non-Jesus Messiah one, or is it the Jesus Messiah one?
Jesus is the Messiah. I'm a Jew.
Okay.
Okay, and that
Jesus
does differ,
created-
right, from the
Hashem is Jesus.
okay.
Okay.
And for those Hebrews, do you how many people are watching your show now? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I have one regular, and then I usually don't stream to pretty much anyone on Thursdays.
Okay.
Thursday's a very slow day for me.
So you don't believe that Jesus is God, and I do.
I don't believe that God existed or exists.
Right. So God showed you what's going to happen to you, and you know what's going to happen for not believing in Him.
Right. I mean, even so, if God existed, that would still kind of make him kind of suck.
Well, you know, I believe that there's a lot of people that say they're Christians that are in no way Christians. What they are is called wizardry. Those that sell the name of Jesus for money. That's what wizardry is. And they don't teach the whole story of Jesus. They just teach this. There are those that teach making money means you're making God. You know, the prosperity. And to get to sell their idea, they only say Jesus is love, Jesus is good. They leave out the stuff where Jesus is terrible. So,
but the Bible doesn't.
Jesus created the flood and killed everybody on the earth, but Noah and his family. Jesus knocked Sodom and Gomorrah out very quickly.
True.
So Jesus created good, and Jesus created evil for His purposes. And one of the problems that I have had, is forgetting that revenge is the Lord's, not mine. So that's where religions sort of get a bad name. They start taking out revenge in the name of God, and that's not our place. Rather than being forgiving and forgiving any sin done against us, which is the way Jesus teaches.
But shouldn't we consider that kind of bad if he goes and does genocides, and even if we are to understand that it's okay if he does it, it's still bad.
Well, really, the way it's done is that Jesus removes himself from the equation. He turns his back on those people, and they become murderous in that way.
But isn't that bad if you turn your back on your creation?
He has great patience.
Not for Sodom and Gomorrah, not for the whole world during the flood.
All mankind has already experienced 2 specific dates when Jesus quit holding them up.
Okay.
On October 10 in the year 2005. On March 31st in the year 2020.
You said
on
those
October
are when
10,
Jesus
2005,
left?
for a few minutes, as all mankind lay in their bed, wherever they sleep, Jesus quit holding them up. And everyone, for a few moments, 15, 20 seconds, felt paralyzed, unable to move. Gravity was too strong for them to move their muscles against for about 20 seconds. During those 20 seconds, when Jesus quit holding up mankind, he allowed Satan to pull a fire down and speak inside your heads. And Satan said, I will turn and toss you violently like a ball. And then Satan said, don't tell the vision. That was not God that spoke those words, and it was not only you that heard him. It was all mankind.
All right, you're giving me a lot to process here. Can you can you just tell me what the point is that you're trying to make through these revelations?
Well, I can't save you. Jesus can.
I'm not okay.
I'm not okay.
I'm just saying that your God sucks.
Your God sucks.
I'm not going to try to turn you.
Okay.
Okay.
What's going to happen
just hanging
to
out then?
you?
Hanging out then?
We just chilling?
I'm just going to kind of give you a heads up. You're on a rail in a train wreck, and I'm going to tell you some specific things that Jesus showed you in visions in your mind.
So you're gonna strong arm me into trying to believe into the guy you believe in.
I'm going to tell you fact.
So you're gonna threaten me.
Put it on your table
with perdition.
and let you decide. And let you decide.
So you're gonna threaten me with perdition.
No, I'm not going to threaten you.
So you're gonna communicate that God will throw me into perdition if I do not come to Him in the end.
No, Jesus is going to turn his back on you and leave you.
And I'll then
to
what?
your
Fall
own
into
devices.
a magical pit of fire?
And what
Myself?
I'm going to do is tell you what you and your devices are going to come up with.
I mean, if God can't affect me if I don't believe in Him. So.
Yeah. The Omni barcode shall be branded. You will not be allowed to walk into a food store to buy food if you are not physically branded, if you haven't had your flesh physically burned with a barcode called Omni barcode.
Okay, when's this going to happen?
Get that barcode. You will be offered money to take that barcode. The amount shall be in crypto or electronic dollars, none in cash. It is not free money. Free money is where you have money that you can give $10 to somebody on the street, or you can give $100 to your dad, or you can give some money to your friends, as a loan. This is not free money. This is money that only you can spend, and none of it is in cash. The amount will be $32,523.
When is this going to happen?
$32,523 to be branded.
Please do not continue talking. I asked you a question. Stop. You're muted right now, just so you know. I can unmute you when you are ready to have a discussion. Just nod your head and let me know. Okay. Bye. Real strong faith you got there. If you don't want to have a discussion, I would say don't call in. Your God sucks. If I have a gun to my head saying that I have to believe in him or else I'm going to burn in hell, that's kind of shitty, man. It's kind of a shitty thing for anyone to say. Any living being, any sentience that wants to corral people under its guidance and leadership and says, believe in me or else you get to go to hell. Well, Wesley, if you had any kind of ability to perceive how reality works, you would know that active listening means asking questions as you're learning the topic that the person is trying to communicate to you. This is not a debate where you just get a pre-designated amount of time to speak. You were clearly reading from something. I'm trying to have a discussion. If you would like to have a discussion, that's fine. But you need to actually understand that people are going to be asking you questions while you try to have a discussion. Otherwise, all you're doing is proselytizing, which is not what I will allow on here. Sorry. I just tried to make the old case, or the case that old people can learn new things. Come on, man. Didn't you see the stream? I'm sorry, but interrupting is part of conversation. Saying, oh, I'm sorry, can you just elaborate on that one point? Because I don't understand what you're saying. Can you just elaborate on that? That's part of conversation, man. I mean, talking over is not a good thing, but if we can both understand that someone's gonna have questions at some point. Toy TV? What's a toy TV? I mean, you came here with some weird prophecies. that you obviously couldn't substantiate if you can't listen to questions to elaborate the point you're trying to make. You wanted a platform, and I was willing to give you one, man. I can steel man a reasonable person all day long. But if you want to just have a platform, then you can feel free to stream yourself. Sorry. There comes a day when there shall be nothing to buy. No electricity, no gas, no food to buy with your 32,523 Omni barcode money. Have you been assessed for any kind of this is giving very you might actually need help vibes. You couldn't give me a date. I just asked, when do you think it's going to happen? I just asked when you think it's going to happen. Like, you could have even just said, I don't know, like a decade from now, and then continued on with whatever your diatribe was. I wanted to listen. I love conspiracy shit. This would have been the perfect subject matter for me, but you ruined it, man. Your impatience is not very, not very godly. Not something that screams well-adjusted or even adult. Sorry, man. If you want to be an adult, we can talk, but if you don't want to be an adult, if you just want to be weird, 5 months ago, listen to what you're saying, man. 5 months ago, real bread was given to you by Jesus. I shall be eating that. You don't think that sounds a little weird? You don't think that maybe you might need to, like, talk to someone? If you want to run away from conversations the rest of your life, that's fine. But people are going to ask you questions, and that might mean that they need to stop you while you're on your fucking rant and ask you questions. I mean, the first thing you said took 45 seconds for you to say. And I can give you some slack for not knowing how Discord works, but yes, the fact that you're saying that Jesus gave us real bread like 5 months ago, that's weird. Yes, absolutely. The fact that you literally typed out 5 months ago, real bread was given to you by Jesus. That's really fucking weird, man. Real fucking weird. But if you've been trapped in a echo chamber for too long, then it's probably not going to sound too weird to you. It's probably going to be pretty normal. That's what cultists do. If you want to be a grown-up, a mature adult, who can be present, and who can actually answer questions that are asked of you, no, you give evidence that you simply do not want to listen, so no, not going to join you again. Okay. I'm not asking. I'm saying that I'm here if you want to. You might be stuck somewhere. Mentally. So, I mean, like, you simply do not have the patience for discussion. No, you give evidence you simply do not want to listen, so I'm not going to join your spin. Join your spin? I do not need TV, and nothing is on TV. I don't know what you're talking about with TV. And shall meet with everyone without TV. Okay. Nobody's stopping you. The voice you heard me speak with is the one I sound like. What does that even mean? Why does anybody care about your voice? Is that the little froghead voice you use? Little froghead? Also, what does that mean? The last thing Jesus said to you was on November 21st, 2020. I don't even know what you are trying to imply. Nothing happened on 2020. November 21st, what date is that supposed to be? Is that what? Is that an election year? Like, I don't know what you think was happening on November 21st, 2020 that was so significant, because it just looks weird. Perhaps the best thing, Jesus said to you, you want war, and began turning his back against you. Perhaps the best thing for you is a book of Chinese phrases for shoppers to help you with your only shopping spree. You're right. Perhaps you need some of, to link me towards some Chinese phrases for shoppers, and maybe then I'll gain some more insight. You have proven that you are a very silly person. Do you not see the name on my fucking channel, you moron? Do you not know how to read? Are you that stupid? Or are you just so delusional that you just cannot fathom someone not taking you seriously? Bye! Oh! Jesus. Maladjusted little baby. I almost thought that maybe I was approaching my first weirdest person, and you've done it. You've broken the weird cherry for me. So I'm quite thankful to you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I will enjoy talking to myself. That's literally what I do every stream. So, but yeah, if you want, if you come to your senses later on and you truly do remember that perhaps you might need some resources to help you with your mental health, I'd be happy to link some to you. just hit me up in either the comments or in the Discord, and I'll forward those resources to you. Okay, there is help out there for people who are struggling with mental illness, and I don't apply that to everyone who labels themselves a theist or a Christian or whatever, or a real Jew. You know, I just want that to be out there. You know, if you need help, help is out there. I can help you get it if you need. So like the last guy, if you're struggling, don't struggle alone.